Welcome to another edition of Inside Benedict College Football with head coach Ron Dickerson Jr. What up, coach?
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing
Got
well.
another big win?
I'll take it.
We're going to break this thing all the way down because it happened on another Thursday night under the lights over at Charlie W. Johnson Stadium.
True.
Do you know this is the fifth Thursday night game broadcast televised that Benedict has won?
I did hear that after the game.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff before the game I didn't hear,
Yeah.
but I heard some good stats after the game, so I was excited.
Opportunity to, only for a second because you got another game coming up this week.
Big one.
Which we're going to jump to as well. But first off, we got to give big shouts to our sponsors because they help us bring this show to you each and every week. So big shouts to Founders Federal Credit Union. Thank you so much. Prisma Health, they're in there as well as South Carolina Education Lottery, as well as the Lexington Medical Center. And this week, we gotta bring some more folks on board. Got the South Carolina Election Commission, those fine folks. And you know what? You got to fly CAE. Columbia Metropolitan Airport, they're jumping on board, as well as Richland County. See, when you're good, you're good. And they come on in. So we say thank you so much. We appreciate you guys being a part of this. Prime time, again, the Tigers did do it, and he did it in a big fashion as well. Score was 45-24 over Tuskegee, the Golden Tigers. Man, Coach, you got to feel good about the win.
No, we do as an overall team. Left a lot of stuff out there on the field, but consecutively, that was our second game we played, back to back. We had the opener, then we had a week off, then we went to Ohio, and then we had a short week, but, usually you make corrections from your first game to your second, and that was kind of where we were into that as we had talked before. But again, there's a lot of improvement that we can still do, but very, very happy because we played offense, defense, and most importantly, special teams.
All right, let's go ahead and break this game down. Of course, another big win for the Tigers. You guys win the toss. You defer to the second half. And your man, that guy's got a leg on him. He puts Tuskegee back deep in their territory. I think, 4-yard line?
Something like that. Zane did a good job. Zane, as a freshman, he's embracing his role, loves the team, loves Benedict. But Zane had a great kick. The cover team to start the day off did really good when we were all fresh and everything else. But, it's good now. Their offense has to go 96 yards against, a pretty good defense.
And the defense did a good job. A couple of penalties here and there kind of put Benedict in some tough spots, but they came up through.
Yeah, we and that's something that you get early when you're an aggressive team. We will give up a couple penalties, but as the game went on, we settled down into that situation. But should have turned the ball over one time, and we had a penalty that we didn't need to get. But again, the defense didn't break; they just bent a lot.
They did, and the Golden Tigers did manage to get on the board. I think they did a 32-yard touchdown pass for the game's first score. How you feeling?
They challenged Cam the first time, and they overthrew him, and it was like a 3rd and long, and we got to do better at not giving up the long ball on 3rd down, and it just so happened that they did score. But, we knew that Tuskegee is a great team, and, we knew that we were going to have to play for 4 quarters, and so they go up 7, we get the ball back, and we just got to be ready to, be Benedict.
Tigers get the ball. Jackson Williams, this guy goes, 26 yards?
Yes. He's one of the top kickoff returners in the country, coming in from last year. I think he still is statistically real close to being in the top. So, he's an offensive weapon for us, and blessing, he also plays wide receiver. But we know that he can change the field at any point in time, and he does that, and it gives us an opportunity to have a little bit of momentum and then put the offense out there.
Yeah, and he does. Darius Ocean, he finds Malachi Jones and get a 50-yard down the sideline.
They've been working ever since the summer, the whole wide receiver core and the whole quarterback room. And, as we mentioned before, there's some speed in that room. Malachi was able to get behind him. Darius noticed him, did his check down, looked up, seen Malachi running. Unfortunately, Malachi gets tackled, so I had to get on him about that. He should have went on and scored. But, it gives somebody else another opportunity. But that's what that's what we had been missing the first 2 games was the timing, and we were able to get it early in the game.
2 plays later, Ocean finds Troy Hillman.
Yeah, again, one of the things that I had mentioned before is that we have a very talented offensive line running backs, but, our offense is built off of that receiver room. And so, we're going to rotate as many receivers as we can. Troy's coming back off of an injury. He didn't play in Ohio, was one of our top receivers last year, being a true sophomore. And, Darius just put the ball in a great situation where only Troy could catch it, and it gave us an opportunity, to go down and show that we can do it. We just had to be consistent for 4 quarters.
There you go. Touchdown right there. Now the game's tied 7-7. So the Golden Tigers are facing a 4th and 1. They go for it, and they pick up 8 yards and get a first down.
Yeah, we've played now 3 games, and our defense probably that quarter, the first quarter, was probably the worst that they've played in all those games, and the key was, again, don't break, just bend. They had a couple of opportunities, again, the 3rd down for the touchdown. Now we give up a 4th and 1, which gives them an opportunity to keep the drive alive. But the key was, we just got to keep playing. We got to play sound football. We got to play sound defense. We got to trust the calls and trust each other.
It seems like it's just been going back and forth between the 2 teams because now here you go. Tuskegee throws a 20-yard touchdown pass. They take the lead. Now it's 14-7. We're trading here.
Yeah, they again, Tuskegee's a good team, and we knew that coming in, and we knew that they were going to try to find some of our weaknesses, and they decided that they wanted to pick on Cam, and I think Cam was playing a little lazy, and both times, they put Cam in a situation. But, it wasn't a situation where we needed to panic. We just needed to say, hey, okay, we're down by 7. Let's get back out there offensively and do what we need to do.
All right, so now we jump to the second quarter. Tuskegee, they get the ball. They complete a 15-yard pass on 3rd, and then, of course, they follow that with a 32-yard pass to get into the red zone. Interference penalty against Benedict.
Yeah, again, a penalty that the young man, one of our rules is that if you're going to give a touchdown, take the penalty. And that's kind of what happened was that, the young man had gotten beat. We didn't want to give up 7. So, right or wrong, it's old adage of knowing the veteran coaches, especially with my dad being a defensive back coach. Right. Again, because now you have another down to play. Did you get the penalty? Do you want to be in that situation? No. But you sometimes got to play smart football. And so, we did, and the result comes back that they didn't score. They just got a field goal, which you go from 7 points to 3 points. That gives you an opportunity, which I think now the score is 17-7? Yeah. So, not something that you want is penalties, but every once in a while you got to play the odds, so that you don't give up the big play.
So you play the odds, come up 17-7, as opposed to them scoring another touchdown. And so we break up this going back and forth. But Benedict gets the ball back, and you get David Smith, who's got a couple of good runs.
Yeah, and the ironic thing about that is that Devon Smith played here, got his undergraduate and master's from here. He's our running backs coach, and then have the opportunity to coach his brother. And, David has done a lot of great things on special teams, so you really don't hear his name. But because of us losing TJ earlier, David was able to move up in the rankings of, how that running back room, and we still do that by committee. But, his number was called, and he did exactly what he'd been doing all week in practice, was just, being patient, seeing the hole and hitting it. And, David's also a track guy, so he can run. And so if you give him a little bit of room, and I know he breaks a long one, and then we come back and we change it up, have another run. And this time he's able to squirt through and untouched get in the end zone, which, again, keeps us in the game.
Right. Zane Spires adds the PAT. That makes the game 17-14. Benedict is still in this game holding strong. Let's see. Tuskegee goes 3 and out. Benedict gets the ball back again. And what happens here is Darius Ocean completes a 13-yard pass. This goes to Malachi Jones. And then he hits the speedster, Jackson Williams. This guy gets back into the end zone under pressure, but heavily deep ball to Williams, who is open in the end zone for another touchdown.
Yeah, at this point in time, I think we've had 6, 7 guys already touched the ball. And, that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a committee of wide receivers. We're going to have a committee of tight ends. We're going to have a committee of running backs. And we're going to try to keep them fresh, into that. And it's kind of hard when you have 4 receivers on the field and they're all kind of hot. As you had mentioned earlier, Malachi's had 2 big catches, so you have to know where he is. Jackson Williams, who is one of the top returners in the country that can run, you have to know where he is. Troy Hillman, who just caught a touchdown, you have to know where he is. And then, as you know, in our run game. And so, that's just something that we have to continue to work on with our chemistry in the things that we do. And, had the opportunity where we seen one-on-one and knew that, if Jackson is patient with it, Darius has time, we have an opportunity to do what we did and score a touchdown.
St. Spires, he hits the extra point. It is now 21-17. Benedict College takes the first lead of this game, but we're not done yet. It's still about 4 minutes left in this half, Coach.
Yeah, so, we kick off, and defense, as I said, is starting to get lathered up. They force a 3 and out. We have the opportunity. We know that we have to move the ball because of the time on the clock. And so, we go down, see a couple one-on-one matchup opportunities, throw a ball, get a pass interference. I think on this drive, we had 2 pass interference, into that, which is good. That's 30 yards. That's 3 first downs, when you do the math into that. But have an opportunity to squirt one out, get a good pass to Malachi Jones, who, gets down close to the scoring. Try to run the ball in, realize that the clock's not on our side, and, we're not getting a lot of push up front. So, we do an RPO and have the opportunity to, again, throw the ball to Malachi Jones for the touchdown before we go into halftime and keep the momentum, because we know now we're going to get the ball back in the second half also. So it was great. That's what you want to do as a coach, is you want to score going into halftime, especially if you have the opportunity to, because the momentum stays on your side. And so that's what we were hoping, that we could get in the end zone and then keep the momentum through halftime.
Absolutely. You mentioned lather up. What they lather up with? The RPO, that's run play option as well, to let you know what happened there. 3 pass interferences gives Benedict the lead, 28-17. You guys get set to go into the locker room. You got to be feeling pretty good about your team and how they're playing.
Not really.
Oh.
I mean, we, again.
Let me take that back. Hang on. You're not feeling pretty good about your team. What you thinking, Coach?
Well, I mean, it's, you can get overzealous and be, or you can just keep calm, because you got to play for 4 quarters. And, that team on the other sideline is a very good team. And so, we've had some opportunities, but we've also given up 14 points, and we've had a couple opportunities to score, and we didn't do that also. And so you have to make sure when you come out in the third quarter, and that's something that we've been working on, is that we're focused to score 0-0. And so, that's something that I always tell the team after the first touchdown, second touchdown, if there's no touchdowns, guys, this game is for 4 quarters. We have to play 4 quarters, and it may be 5. And so we have to be locked in. And so, we knew that coaching staff over there were going to make some adjustments, offense, defense, special teams, and we had to make sure that the adjustments we also made, offense, defense, special teams, were to put us in a situation to be able to win the game. And so, that's what I mean by that, is that, yeah, I'm happy we were actually able to, get the rhythm and put some points on the board, but I knew that it was going to be a whole nother half that we had to play great, Tiger football.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
Not at all.
It's halftime. The guys still have to come back out. 28-17, Benedict College has the lead on this one. And coming up in just a little bit, it is time for our Lexington Medical Center Player Spotlight. We have the brothers. We have David and Devon Smith. We're going to chat to these guys. You're going to find out more about them. Plus, we're going to have your second half highlights as well. This is Inside Benedict College Football, brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. Thank you so much. Prisma Health, they're in there as well. The South Carolina Education Lottery, as well as the Lexington Medical Center, and got the South Carolina Election Commission. Those fine folks in Columbia Metropolitan Airport.
Every lottery ticket purchase keeps education in our state moving forward. Like in 2005, when lottery proceeds helped purchase new school buses that kept South Carolina students on the road to success. Because arriving safely to school every day is the first important step on their journeys to the careers and lives they always dreamed of. When you play the lottery, you're helping fund the futures of students all over our state, which is why education is our middle name.
At Lexington Medical Center, we want you to lead a long and healthy life, and we're here to help you do just that. Our experienced team of healthcare professionals wants nothing more than to help make you well again. Take good care of yourself, and remember, we're here for you whenever you need us. If you don't already have a doctor or you're looking for a new one, choose from more than 70 physician practices at Lexington Medical Center. We wish you a lifetime of good health and happiness. Be well.
Your trip begins now. Your trip is your story, and all the best stories begin right here at the Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Whether you travel for business or pleasure, we designed CAE to maximize your comfort. Maybe your trip is one of discovery, reunion, or time to close the deal. Wherever your trip ends, it all begins right here, the Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly with ease.
Welcome welcome back to Inside Benedict College Football with head coach Ron Dickerson Jr. But right now, it is time for our coaches spotlight. So we got Devon Smith. What up, Devon?
How you doing today?
D in the building. And of course,
sir.
he got his
Yes, sir.
brother, David. We got the other D. This is Lil D. No, we can't say Lil D. Devon and David.
Yeah.
All right. Of course, you're currently playing right now.
Yes, sir.
And you used to play with BC.
Yes, sir.
Matter of fact, hold up. This is something I got to bring out with you, Coach.
Yeah.
We just finished playing Tuskegee.
Yes, sir.
You scored your last touchdown with Tuskegee.
Yes, sir.
And you scored your first touchdown against Tuskegee.
Yes, sir.
How y'all feeling? Did y'all talk about that?
Before the game prior, I don't think I talked to him about it. You know, I talked to Coach Dickerson about it, and I was just thinking, man, I'm like, I scored my last college touchdown against Tuskegee, man.
Look at that.
You
Look at
know,
that.
and you know, I never thought that. I mean, that he was his first touchdown against Tuskegee, but it was a very good surprise, man, a gift from God.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
No doubt about that. And Dave, so you're running back with BC. Do you coach him on running back in the whole 9 yards?
Yes, sir.
What do you say to him? Tell me.
Oh man, in practice.
Get your head in the game! And then you turn around and say, I'm going to tell him, Ron, you said it one more time. How do you do it?
Oh man, I mean now we have a connection, you know, from birth, you know, from when he was born all the way to now. So he understands me, and so now a lot of times I don't have to get on him too much. He knows exactly what I expect.
Yeah.
But man, it's all about greatness. You know, it's about greatness, and we're trying to go ahead and flip that script of being coaching player, and brother after practice. You know,
Right,
but
right.
doing practice is business. I'm on them hard.
There you go.
Like I'm on all running backs, but it's my brother
Is he
though.
on
So
you really hard?
Oh yeah.
Do you go back in that room and be like, dang on, brother? How do you feel?
I fight for me like with him being my brother. You know what I mean? It did take a lot of growing for me. You know what I mean? But I feel like we have a great understanding. You know what I mean? I know how to take constructive criticism,
That's a good thing.
and I feel like that's what helped me develop and just come at a different
Right.
aspect of the game.
Yeah, yeah. And you, so how old are you?
I'm 27.
And you?
20.
Man, you've been living hard.
Yeah.
Coach, I'm joking. I'm joking. All right, so you guys getting set for Clark Atlanta now.
Yes, sir.
And whatnot. So what are some of the things that you're doing with your backs in the whole 9 yards?
Man, right now we have a committee in the backfield. You know, we're blessed to have more than just one good running back. I think we all have different types. Everybody have their own different skill set. You know, and they're all hungry. Most importantly, man. So that's what makes it easy. And they all have great attitudes. But this week, man, we want to get them rolling. You know, if we can do a little bit of pistol, we'll do that to get them, seeing the field more. But with the speed, and just the room we have, we have a wide variety of talent. And the more we can display it, the more we get to get on the scene, man. I think we have a great week ahead, and I think we have a great week this week, also running the football and throwing the football.
Outstanding. Now,
Yes, sir.
you as a former player, when the games are going on, do you feel like, man, I need to put these pads on one more time? I need to get out there.
Oh man, all the time, man. But with them, with them 3 knee injuries, sometimes my knee feel it.
Told you he's old.
Yeah, hey man, I'm all done. I'm cashed out, man. But I do get the notion to want to get on the field. But just watching them play, and especially watching my brother play, I feel like I'm playing.
Absolutely. You
Yes,
got to
sir.
feel pride when you
yeah.
see him carry that ball and do what he does out there.
Oh man, it's definitely a blessing, man. Just to see all the work that we put in from growing up, all the way to now. I didn't get to watch him play too much in high school, so to get a front row view to him in college is truly a blessing.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, of course, we're going to get to you as well. We got a student spotlight coming up in just a little bit, so we're going to get you. Don't think that we just sitting here. We got to get that coach in there, let him talk about what's happening, the game plan, and the whole 9 yards for BC. 3-0 and whatnot, 2-0 in the SIAC. What are you expecting against this team coming up?
Man, I expect nothing less than 1-0. I know we had a down year last year, but from being on the previous staff, the previous team, and actually winning a championship before, all you gotta do is go 1-0 every week. That's the biggest thing, man. So we take it this week one at a time, one day at a time. Win Monday first, win Tuesday, win Wednesday, win Thursday, win Friday, we'll win Saturday.
Okay.
So that's what I expect.
All right. If you race him right now to 40, who'd win?
Oh, I got him right now. Yeah, I got it.
It's track, right?
Yes, sir.
Track as well. We're going to get to that as well. We got the brothers here, the Smith brothers, Devon and David Smith. Thank you so much for joining us on this one. But you ain't going nowhere because we got another segment to do in just a little bit right here on Inside Benedict College Football with head coach Ron Dickerson Jr.
Life, like water, is something you move through. You need a team helping propel you forward. The experts at Lexington Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide specialized treatment for the athlete and all of us, backed by the #1 rated hospital in the Midlands. Life's a sport. Keep playing.
Welcome back Inside Benedict College Football with head coach Ron Dickerson Jr. How about those brothers?
Great guys.
They're doing their thing, right?
They are.
Smith
Yeah.
brothers. Listen, we are not done. We got to get through the second half, but first off, we want to say thank you again to our sponsors of Inside Benedict College Football, Founders Federal Credit Union, Lexington Medical Center, got to give them big ups, as well as Prisma Health, South Carolina Education Lottery, and how about the South Carolina Election Commission, along with Gotta Fly CAE, Columbia Metropolitan Airport, and Richland County. Did I get everybody in there? We say thank you so much. We appreciate you really, because without the sponsors, we couldn't be doing this, Coach.
100%. So
We gotta
thank
bring it
you
to
very much.
We got to bring it to you. And I know you're ready to bring the second half of this game as Benedict taking on Tuskegee. Here we go. You got your All-American in the back there, the returner Jackson Williams. Let's hit it.
You know, and as I said, the good thing about that is you never know what's going to happen with him back there. And we have 10 other guys that believe in him. And so, you know, they kick the ball to him. And next thing you know, I'm sitting on the sidelines trying to figure out what play we need to run. Coach Holmes, Coach Clayton go to me and go, we don't have to. And I look up, and there goes Jackson flying down the sidelines. And I'm like, okay, I got to get a play ready. And Coach Holmes goes, no, he's going to score. Jackson, I talked to him. He lets up because he doesn't know the guy's chasing him, and he gets tackled, you know. And I think it's somewhere in the 90s, you know, but we get tackled somewhere down on around the 4-3 yard line. And I'm upset because I'm like, man, we should have scored. But you know, that goes back to, again, is just we got to play sound football. We can't take a play off. You know, that's what we talked about at halftime with those guys. And so now it's first and goal. And this is where, you know, I go back to the opportunities is that we run the ball, we throw the ball, we put ourselves in the situation. Now it's third down, and we're not in the end zone. And if not blaming Jackson, but if we don't take the playoff, we get in the
You blaming them. Go ahead.
you know, we get in the end zone and we don't have to be in this situation. And, you know, that's something I talked to the offense staff. We got to do a better job of our red zone offense, especially when we're down short. But, you know, get up there, get a bad snap. We got the laces. Zane misses the field goal. And so all of that excitement, you know, goes out the window. But yet we realize we still got a game to play. And so, you know, we, at that point in time, just have to regroup. But, you know, that's something where at least you want 3 to come out of there. Big time, you would like 7. But we unfortunately came out with 0 this opportunity.
Man, how do you do that? How do you come out with, listen, you know what? Let me tell you something. I know Jackson beat himself up big time over that on his own.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So you live and you learn. Once that happens, you know not to do that again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so what happens here, it's now Benedict's turn on defense, and they hold Tuskegee to another 3 and out on this one. And this time, though, the Tigers get the ball. You move 66 yards.
You know, so again, as I mentioned earlier, play a lot of receivers and have an opportunity for a young man that transferred in from Valdosta, came in, Brian, you know, Severo. He does a great job of catching the ball under pressure, does it all week at practice and helps us get, you know, a first down. And that's the thing, you want to move the chains, comes back, makes another catch. Again, by committee now, we've gone back to Tristan Morgan as a running back. He runs the ball very well. But you know, we get to a point again where we kind of stalled out, and that's why I mentioned earlier is that, you know, the emphasis this week is really going to be on our red zone offense because we can so far we've been able to score and move the ball outside of the red zone, and we get down here and kind of stall out, and then we have the opportunity again. Like I said, I have a lot of faith in my team, my young men, and so we tell Zane to go on back out there. You know, the past is the past, and give him an opportunity to kick a field goal. And he doesn't blink, you know, great snap. And, you know, again, would love to have the 7, but I'll take 3 because as you add the points, it gets the lead a lot bigger. And so that's what we were doing at that point in time. But, you know, Zane and the field goal team do a good job of at least getting points on the board.
All right, so the score is 31-17. Tuskegee gets the ball back, but they don't have it long because now you got Gio Jala who comes up and steps in big.
Yeah, you know, Gio was injured earlier in the season, so he's a leader for us. Plays safety and had an opportunity to roll over, seeing the coverage, and gets a big opportunity to get an interception and then gets a good run after it. You know, I joke with him that we got to do some more heels or something to get him a little faster. But, you know, anytime you can get a turnover, and that's one of the things that we talk about as a team is who wins a turnover battle. And so, you know, right now that's big for us. It gives us an opportunity to get back on the field offensively and, you know, give those guys and Darius an opportunity to put us in a situation to, get some more points on the board.
Absolutely. I mean, a 33-yard young run, that's not shabby. That's pretty good for a guy
True.
like that. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
Benedict takes over on the drive, extends into the fourth quarter now. Here we go. Tristan Morgan, he runs 17 yards, follows that with a 13-yard run, and that sets up the 1-yard touchdown pass from Darius Ocean to Troy Hillman.
Yeah, again, we're going by committee. They know that Troy ran a certain route, and that's what, he was specialized in last year. And so, we knew that they were going to play a certain kind of coverage. And we wanted to take advantage. They put everybody in the box because they knew we were going to run it and stop it. And you give us a one-on-one opportunity. Darius seen it, makes the check, and, throws the ball to Troy and gives us an opportunity to now get 7 instead of 3 and get on the board, which, we needed to do. But that's just us continuing to play, and it's those things that they do in practice. It's the camaraderie and the teamness that you see a lot of stuff that's going on tonight.
It's 38-17 after the PAT. Benedict is up in this game right now. Tuskegee gets a 55-yard pass on their next play, but that's all they could do. They're now facing a 4th down at the Benedict 14, trailing by 21 points. They pretty much have to go for it at this time. And Isaiah Isidore breaks up that pass, and Benedict takes over on downs, Coach.
It does. And so now we get into what you call your 4-minute offense. And so, we want to run the ball as much as you can because, you want to eat as much clock. And I think the drive ends up stalling out. We get a couple first downs. That's the key. But I think we took off about almost 5 minutes of the clock, which now, as you had mentioned with the point difference and everything else, it kind of puts you as opposing coach if you're down in a crunch and you have to now go to 2-minute offense. And, so I was pleased. I wish we would have been able to keep the drive alive. But we were able to punt the ball, which had to back them up, which, at that point in time now they had to go a long distance against a good defense.
Akeem Durant had some nice runs in the closing minutes of this game.
Yeah, Ken played well for us all the time, and we rotated, put Trey Manley in there at quarterback. Again, as much experience as we can get guys is important because it's a long season. And so as I mentioned before about the 4-minute drive, I think we were under 4 minutes at this point in time, somewhere around 3 and some change. And so, we knew that we just had to be smart, move the ball, get the first downs, keep the clock running, stay in bounds. And we were able to do that. And again, Ken does a good job of moving the ball, keeping the clock running. Trey Manley comes out. We have to throw one time just to, get the first down. We do that. So it's great clock management. And again, those are things that we work on, during the week. And sometimes you don't have that opportunity late in the season. It was good that we were able to have that opportunity. Got the ball all the way down to the red zone, and they loaded the box again. Trey Manley goes again through our RPO situation, and there's nobody there, and he carries the ball in, I guess really to solidify the game at that, but there's still time on the clock, and so we know, that they're probably going to try to get the onside kick, and so we had to put our hands team out there to secure the ball, because if we get the ball back, now we can run one play, take victory, and Benedict Tigers are victorious. And so that's kind of how the game played out. We were excited. Those are scenarios that we go through every Friday of, if this happens, you got to do this. If this happens, you got to respond. And so I'm really pleased that the guys, take the coaching and understand the situations.
And there you have it, Coach. Benedict comes away with another win, 45-24 over Tuskegee. You guys are now 3-0, 2-0 in the SIAC. How are you feeling now?
Next day.
That's it. One game at a time?
One game at a time. There was a lot of things that we need to improve on, and that's what we're going to work on. For the 10 hours maybe, we celebrated the victory. There was a couple of firsts, for those young men. I think, am I correct? That was the first time Benedict ever beat Tuskegee at home? Second time? First time they ever beat it. No, first game was in Atlanta. It was here?
It was here.
So it's a, end of that. I thought it was at
it was the championship, but we played it in.
Oh, okay. So that was the second time Benedict has beat, and that's a compliment. Being at home and winning and playing against a good team like that. It's a compliment to my coaching staff. It's a compliment to the young men. It's a compliment to, the fans that were in the stadium. I thank them because, we heard them. The band was loud. And, I want to thank those that showed up because it means, the world to those young men that go out there and they sacrifice, into that. And so at that point in time, we were happy. And then, you wake up the next morning and you go, okay, who's the next one? And, the good thing is it was a Thursday night, so a lot of people played on Saturday. So we actually had the Friday to really, get our bearings together because we played 2 games probably in 12 days and 2 good teams. And so Saturday morning, woke up, we started watching college football. We started breaking down Clark, Atlanta, and, that's where we are today. We have to go to Atlanta and play Clark, Atlanta, a really good team.
This is what we're talking about. Coming up after the break, we are going to break down the game against Clark Atlanta in Atlanta and how you can be a part of it by being there as well. So hold tight for that. And we also have our assistant coach spotlight. We'll have the 2 brothers back again, David and Devon Smith, to talk to these guys about that as well. So, Coach, again, congratulations on this big win.
Thank you.
Like you said, it's a long season. These guys are gelling together. This is their first time really being able to play together as a team. It's a good thing that you're doing.
Yes, well, thank you. And again, that goes out to the coaching staff. That goes out to the young men, just believing in each other.
Right. Also goes out to me during this breakdown of the coaches show. With the coaches spotlight in just a short. You hold tight. This is Inside Benedict College Football.
Life moves fast, and while you're raising future MVPs, it's good to know you've got a teammate with Founders, a partner you can trust to always have your back. With products and services that give you the freedom to focus on the more important things. While you're sharing those moments, remember, we're here for one single reason, to help grow your financial success. So when the game is done, you can relax. Because at Founders, our most valuable player is you.
Welcome back to Inside Benedict College Football with head coach Ron Dickerson Jr. Still, we got the Smith brothers here. We got David, Devon Smith, and whatnot. And you're, of course, the current running back for BC.
Yes,
Had
sir.
a big game running against Tuskegee. How did that make you feel?
First and foremost, I want to give all the glory to God. He
Amen.
listened to the opportunity to go out in the field. It's probably my first year, getting to play running back. And I was just happy, be out there with my brothers, my teammates. They all made it happen for me. It was more than just me.
Yeah.
It took all of us to do our 111 for me to get in the box.
That's what's up. Back in the 70s, light-skinned brothers were in. They're still back in. Don't They're still running, brother. They're still in. No doubt about that. I mean, you got your brother as one of your coaches in the whole 9 yards. That's got to make you feel at home because now you know you're going to get exactly what you need because it's coming from family.
Yes, sir.
He speaks too much. Hi. What are some of the things you do, pre-game ritual things that you do to prepare for a game?
For me, ultimately, I just, I meditate and I pray all for my games. And I always talk to my mama.
Okay.
And I talk to my grandma, to my grandparents.
Are they all still in Texas? They in Houston?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
All my family's back
Go
here.
Cowboys!
She a Cowboy. She a Cowboys
My
fan.
nana, she a Cowboys fan.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Hey, Nana, thank you.
But Texans.
Who y'all with? Who's
Texans.
with?
He's from Texans.
You're going Houston?
Yeah, we're not doing too good, but it's okay.
That's all right. Cowboys
It's okay.
ain't either. We're in the same boat. It's Texas. We're going to be all right. But go ahead. Give me some of your rituals. You read and you talk to mom, you talk to Nana.
But ultimately, I don't like to listen to too much music. I like to let my emotions just flow throughout the day.
Yeah.
Because I play with a heavy heart when I play for football. Because, my papa passed away previous, a year ago.
Oh, so sorry to hear that.
I think he was at all my games. You know what I mean? So just not having him at the
He's
game,
with you. He's with you.
He's watching me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But I play for that. And I just play for all the people who don't got the opportunity.
Yeah. I used to be a running back when I was in high school. Now, of course, I could play for Benedict, but you guys would be jealous of me and all that. But when I played football and I knew the play was coming to me, you in the huddle, coach is telling what the play, the QB is telling you what the play is going to be, and you're visioning. You know what I mean? You know who your blockers are in the whole 9 yards and what hole you got to hit. Do you do the same thing? You kind of sort of know what you're going to do.
Oh, before the play, I kind of just let everything come to me. You know what I mean? I take my time. I get the ball, and I just let God guide my steps, and I go where He tell me to go. And usually it's right all the time.
Do you say, God, let me break some ankles?
Oof, if I can, I'm with it.
That's what it's all about, man. Preparing for this game and making it happen. And I'm so glad that you guys are doing this thing together and going through this journey. Two brothers right here at Benedict College. That's awesome. My man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you and appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
Too.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
of
sir.
course, back with more Inside Benedict College Football with head coach Ron Dickerson Jr. and, of course, the Smith brothers. Catch 'em.
Go Tigers.
Clark Atlanta this weekend.
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Fired up?
It's
You
time,
good to go?
man.
Game time.
Want to know,
All right.
man. Do it.
Life, like water, is something you move through. You need a team helping propel you forward. The experts at Lexington Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide specialized treatment for the athlete and all of us. Backed by the #1 rated hospital in the Midlands. Life's a sport. Keep playing.
Welcome back to Inside Benedict College Football with head coach Ron Dickerson Jr. after the big win over Tuskegee, 45-24. And, of course, Coach, you guys are getting set for Clark Atlanta, which you mentioned just a moment ago. They just played Allen University. Allen knocked them off 49-38. But you still can't, say, hey, this is not a good team. They lost to Allen, because Allen's a pretty good team in itself.
Anybody on Saturday is a good team, And
It's how well you play that day.
It's true, and so as we'll go back into that, similar to what you said, it's how we play. It's not who we play, but not taking anything away from Clark Atlanta. I mean, Clark Atlanta has a high-powered offense. As you see, they've put up a ton of points this year. Their defense is a strenuous one. They're going to give you multiple fronts. They're going to give you 3 down and 4 down. They're going to pressure you into that. And again, traditionally, since Coach Keaton's been there, they've been a powerhouse in the SIAC. And so, we have to go play on the red turf, which will be a little different. It's a road trip for us. And so, where they get to come home and have their band and their fans and everything else. I hope, the Benedict loyals show up and really cheer on those young men. But it's going to be a good game. We get an opportunity again to line up and play a great team in Clark Atlanta.
You talk about the points, but they're also averaging 337 yards. This team is able to move that ball.
Very much so. And that's I'm not downplaying. I mean, one of the best offenses, if not the best offense in the conference. So it's going to put a big burden on the defense, but it's also going to put a burden on us offensively. Is that we have to take care of the ball in doing what we do and moving the ball. And so, as I mentioned, I mean, this is going to be a really good game, a big game, and one that. I think by the time we get back here, our guys will be ready to play it. We're going to do all the preparations that we can to make the trip to Atlanta.
All right, I'm going to read this to you because Benedict's defense, which ranks first in scoring defense, also second in total defense. So even though they can move that ball, we're talking about Clark Atlanta, our defense is stout.
Yes, and like I said, I joke with the defensive staff, and, I said, as I mentioned, that they've played one bad quarter. But the biggest thing is they rebounded. And that's football. There's going to be times, but it also showed us coming together as a team, into that. We don't really look at the stats as much because when you worry about that, it becomes an I thing. And we're a we thing. We're the Benedict Tigers football program. We have to win offense, defense, special teams. But that's a compliment to the defensive staff and those young men really playing together, buying into the scheme, and, producing the stats that they have. But again, it's a long season.
It is, no question. And of course, we'd love to have you as your Tiger fans to be there to support your Benedict College Tigers. So let me just say this. Benedict bus rolling down. You know the double Dutch bus?
I know what
You get it? Anyway,
got
the bus going to be going up there.
Yes.
And all you have to do is contact Robert Thomas, 803-360-6609. I'll give you a second to get a pen, paper, pencil, whatever you need to do to write this down, because there's going to be a Benedict College Booster Club bus that's going to take you up to the game. You can even go to the website, BenedictAthleticsBoosterClub.com. That's BenedictBoosterClub.com. And you can even do the email there as well. But here it is, the telephone number. It's 803-360-6609. 803-360-6609 to jump on the bus to head to Atlanta, Georgia with your Benedict College Tigers to help support them in this game. What's the kickoff time? 3 o'clock. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff on this coming Saturday for you to be a part of this game. Benedict's 3-0, 2-0 in the SIAC. Head coach Ron Dickerson Jr., you are doing your thing with these guys.
Well, thank you very much.
We appreciate that for
Thank
sure.
you.
And we appreciate you watching Inside Benedict College Football with your host, Curtis Wilson. First time I said my name.
Yes. I would like to say one more thing, though. We have a lot of people that are behind the scenes that I'd like to say thank you to. You know, a lot of students that, you know, have to go out and study, go to work, and then they come over and they film for us and they help Dennis with the stats and they, you know, wash laundry and do everything else. And so a lot of times they're behind the scenes, and I just would like to thank them. They're just as important as the sponsors and the alumni and the guys that play, because without them, you know, we wouldn't be where we are. So it's an all-around team effort.
All right. Well, if Coach is done, we're done.
Inside Benedict College football, this guy right here, that's my man. We're back with more next week. You take care. We'll see you on the bus going to Clark, Atlanta. Watch that game. Beat Atlanta.